Hi, I'm Jim May, the Chief of Police for the City of Northland. As you can tell, it's getting closer to my favorite holiday, Halloween. So this year, our Safe Street Halloween program, it's going to be the 24th year. It's going to be held on October 14th from 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock at Centennial Park, which is on Kennedy Drive, right behind the Northland Marketplace. Looking forward to seeing everybody there. And the reason why I'm talking to you early is that I'm going to have a series of videos. So we're going to make a prop that you can put in your front yard or on your porch, and I'm going to show you the steps to get there. It's fun and exciting. I'll show you some of the equipment that you will need. So there'll be little short videos so I can introduce you to one of my passions. Without a budget, I had to go over and ask and borrow props from other organizations. Well, I ran into an artist, I think it was in 2000, and he was a styrofoam artist. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool, the things that you built. And he goes, oh, you can do this too. So he handed me a chunk of styrofoam and a horse curry brush. And he goes, well, you just have to start, carving. I thought it was, the coolest thing ever, but I carved my first styrofoam monster, which was Frankenstein. And I'm going to show the picture, so don't worry about making it look bad. I tell everybody in the beginning when I started this, all my stuff looked good in the very dark places of the haunt. As time gets on, you do get better. So I encourage you and maybe some of the tips that I give during this time will help you progress, and build a great prop. So with that, let's get started on this journey. All right, to start this project, you're going to need a few tools to help you. One thing that you can do is you have an armature, and that's what you build your monster on. So I've used in the past styrofoam heads that you can get, kind of like, for wigs. You can get these at, your crafting store. You can also recommend don't get plastic heads. You can, that would work too, but styrofoam is a lot easier to work with, so you can manipulate it. Another thing that I use to give detail is like a crafting paper clay would work for detail. You can use that, or you can use a foam clay that you can also get at those crafting stores. The other thing that I use when I'm sculpting these monsters is a 2-part epoxy. I use epoxy sculpt. There's an A and B. What you do is you combine those together, and then you have a working time after you get them all together and combined. It will harden like a hard plastic over time. So for bone and that kind of stuff, I love using that. For teeth, I use that as well. You'll need a good razor knife or box cutter, some extra blades. A sharpener works good too, so you don't have to go through a million blades. Just sharpen your blade. A good pair of scissors. A glue gun. That's also, you can attach things, but what I also do is there's another cheaper way to make teeth. So this is another way. If you don't want to do a 2-part epoxy to make your teeth, you can also use a glue gun, and I'll show you how to do that. Or you can go and buy, on the internet, you can buy some teeth. They use this for size and coloring at dentists. So you can come across this, and then all you have to do is glue them onto your armature and then go from there. So there's a lot of stuff, and I'll go through. And then also I like using liquid latex, especially if this prop is going outside, because it waterproofs it. But you can also, if it's not going outside, you can, it's pretty, I call it corpsing, but really it's what you're doing is kind of like paper mache where you're putting on. So you can use white glue, newspaper, and that kind of stuff. I also use paper towels and cotton balls for that corpsing process as well. So these are some of the things that you will need to get this project going. Also, you can either glue it or use PVC and attach it to a board that you can work on it. I like having my armature up high enough so I can see it, and I'll show you my setup when we get to that point. The other thing too is a lot of times when you're adding material, so And really, you could put some plastic eyes in this and use a paper mache and make a simple monster. If you have young kids, that's always fun to do. However, I'm going to show a little more work to it, where we'll actually separate the mouth and the jawbone so we can have an open mouth creature on these. And I'm going to use the skull. I'm going to cut this apart. I'm going to cut along the jawbone so I remove that lower jaw and the teeth, because it's still nice to have it as reference, but then cutting all this out, and then I'll drop the jaw so it has an open mouth when we get started. So until the next class, go ahead if you want to work along, or just wait till all the other videos come out, and this is maybe a project that you and your family wants to sit down and make your own graveyard in your front yard. All right. Well, have a great day, and I'll see you soon.